Yo, 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 what is going on, Patreonians? Patreonians. Re-rock the party, yeah. All right, guys, listen, man, this is going to be a recording. This is not live, so shout out to you over here in the Patreon community. You guys get it first, baby. You get it first. You get it first. All right, we're going to be doing some breakdowns of pressers. All right, y'all know this is one of the things that I love to do. And this one in particular, we're gonna do two of them today. All right, one of them is going to be of John Lynch addressing the team and the media following the Ricky Pearsall situation, and then we're going to hear from the big boys that have all come back and made some money. You guessed it, guys. We're going to hear from Brandon Aiyuk and Trent Williams. All right, but first, let's start with some business. All right, let's talk to John Lynch. Oh, by the way, and yeah, never mind. Let's go. Let's just get to it. Let's get John to the stage here. Do we want to brighten this up a little bit? I feel like it's a little dark, right? A little gloomy. Like I don't like that necessarily. What are we doing in the background? We're gonna do nothing but nine. I don't like that one too much either. Let's see. Let's just go with this one. Yeah, let's do that one. All right, here we go. Let's hear from John.
Everybody, I just, by the grace of God, Ricky Pearsall is here with the team and doing really well. And just wanted to address that situation from a team perspective. We just all feel incredibly blessed. Was able to be down at the hospital, and if I heard it from one person, I heard it from so many down there. It was nothing short of miraculous that he came out of this as good as he did.
Yeah.
On behalf of Ricky and his family, I talked with Ricky this morning. He just wants to express, and the team wants to express, our gratitude to a variety of people. Number one, the San Francisco Police Department. They were incredible in their response. They were incredible at the hospital. I want to, in particular, recognize Joelle Harrell. I've met Joelle. I met her husband, Frank, who happened to be in charge of everything at the hospital at San Francisco General. But his wife was the first on the scene, and I think we've all seen the measures she went to make Ricky comfortable, and she was there for him in a real rough time. And I know how appreciative Ricky is of that. We're appreciative to the entire police department. They just were tremendous, from the police chief, Bill Scott, on down. The folks at San Francisco General, the care that they...
I'm going to pause it. I want this applause to go for a little bit, because this is important, guys. This is important. This was great. This was so good to hear. I absolutely loved hearing this, man. John Lynch giving us some good news, talking about how fortunate Pearsall is, and we all knew that. We all have seen and heard what all happened, what could have happened, how much worse it could have been, so on and so forth. But what I like the most is just the composure. John is very well spoken, very well thought out, and hearing him thank these people, the staff, and talk about how fortunate Ricky is to be there, and then to honor the people that helped, the first responders and her husband. And it's just beautiful, man. What a classy organization. They could have done something very basic. John could have just said, yeah, thanks for the first responders, or thanks to the people at the hospital. Like, not that he could have said it in a genuine way and been very, like, generic with his thanks. This team just always impresses me.
Frank, who happened to be in charge, incredible in their response. They were incredible at the hospital. I want to, in particular, recognize Joelle Harrell. I've met Joelle. I met her husband, Frank, who happened to be in charge of everything at the hospital at San Francisco General. But his wife was the first on the scene, and I think we've all seen the measures she went to make Ricky comfortable, and she was there for him in a real rough time. And I know how appreciative Ricky is of that. We're appreciative to the entire police department. They just were tremendous, from the police chief, Bill Scott, on down. The folks at San Francisco General, the care that they gave Ricky and his family, the respect, the way they handled things was just was unbelievable, and we're eternally grateful for that. I want to shout out our staff. Austin Moss was the first that heard of this, our senior director of player affairs and engagement. And Austin was just tremendous in his handling and helped identify where Ricky was. And, from Austin to Dustin Little, our head trainer, to our doctors, Tim McAdams, Nino, our Corey and his staff, everyone just pulled together when we needed to be together. Best description I've ever heard to what the Niner culture is all about is Steve Young talking about one time Ronnie Lott came up to him early in his career and said, "Hey, I got your back." And we had Ricky's back, and I'm real proud of our team with the way they've responded. I wanted to.
That's going to be a callback later on. I saw a clip of a player saying something. We're going to see it later. I'm going to come back to that. I want to touch on
real proud of our team with the way they've responded back. And I'm real proud of our team with the way they've responded.
Yeah, that right there.
I wanted to touch on, at the time of all this going on, we had a team party that was scheduled. When I got to the hospital and visited with,
I'm about to let y'all know right now. He's about to fire some shots. I'm letting y'all know right now. He's about to fire some shots. I have not seen this. But the fact that he mentioned the team party, he saw that, you know what? Where is Matt? I should have invited Matt to join me on this. Let me pause this and see if I can get my man Matt in here. All right. If I hear back from Matt, I will keep this thing going. All right. Let's go ahead.
With Ricky, it's one of the first things he was scheduled. When I got to the hospital and visited with Ricky, it's one of the first things he said, "Mr. Lynch, what's going on? I would really like everyone to go to that party. And I'd also like to talk to some of my teammates." I said, "Ricky, you take care of yourself." But, kind of a cool moment. We were able to pipe Ricky into the party, and he FaceTimed the entire group. And that show of love and respect was a real special moment for.
He's saying, Lowell Cone, suck a fat one. Lowell Cone, shut the fuck up, is what he's saying, guys. In the most respectful way possible, too. As soon as we got there, he said, "I want the team to have the party. And I want to talk to the team."
To go to that party. And I'd also like to talk to some of my teammates. I said, "Ricky, you take care of yourself." But, kind of a cool moment. We were able to pipe Ricky into the party, and he FaceTimed the entire group. And that show of love and respect was a real special moment for our team. Before I take a couple questions,
he's frustrated. He's trying to control himself.
We did put Ricky on NFI, non-football injury. It's similar to PUP, but it just happened away from the field. So we had to act quickly with that decision. I wish we had some more time to make it, but ultimately we felt the number one thing we had to be concerned with was Ricky's well-being, physically, emotionally, mentally. And ultimately decided that the best thing for Ricky was to have a little bit of time. And he's going to need that time physically. He's going to need that time emotionally, mentally. And we made that decision. Yeah. And, when we drafted Ricky, we did it for the long term. And Ricky's going to be a fantastic player here. He's eager. He was disappointed, but understood that we put him on that list and what that entails. It's 4 weeks at least. And, we're just going to take this as it comes. Ricky's parents are so grateful. They were incredible. They got up here real quick from the Arizona area. Rick and Aaron, his girlfriend was tremendous. There's a lot of questions. There is an active police investigation going on, so please be respectful of, I'm not going to get into all the details. And then finally, the only thing I'd like to say, we're real proud to be part of this community. We live in a special place. What this makes me recognize, what this should make us all recognize, we all can be better. We all need to be better to each other. And hopefully this makes everyone step back and pause.
A loaf of bread costs
whoa.
50% more.
Whoa.
Other. And hopefully this makes everyone step back and pause. And like I said, it's miraculous the kid's doing as well as he is. He's in good spirits, and we're gonna put our support and love behind Ricky and work through this. And you know, with that being said, it is a game week, but this really makes you stop and reflect on how precious life is. And he's a very fortunate young man, and we're just we're so grateful for so many people that allowed the outcome to be as good as it could possibly be. So with that, I'll take some questions.
John, can you address how Ricky is physically right now? And are you confident? Yeah, you said, it's probably maybe a premature question, but are you confident that he can make a contribution and get on the field this season?
Oh yeah. He's doing remarkably well. It's kind of uncharted territory. It's not every day you deal with something like this, but we just felt ultimately, probably if it was just this scenario, he hadn't had the other shoulder and all that, it was just a lot for him to work through. If you just were looking at it physically, I thought too much to ask, and I relied on our medical experts. They felt too much to ask to come back within the next 4 weeks. But so we made that decision to at least give him that time. But he's doing remarkably. He's so much better today than he was yesterday. Really, really miraculous. Didn't touch organs. Didn't feels like all the nerve stuff is good. I mean, it's pretty remarkable.
Did the bullet strike a rib, or what kind of damage did it do?
No, it didn't. It was through and through is kind of how they describe it. Like I said, multiple people down there said this is about as good as outcome as you could have in this situation. So.
You can't monitor or tell players what to do at all times, but does this make you rethink or readjust things you tell players about their personal security?
We're always concerned about that, Tim. The young man had done an autograph signing and was down buying some luggage. That's what he was doing. He was buying some luggage for our road trips. We had some time off this weekend because of the kind of the bye week before the season that now is. And so we should all be able to do that. And so we always are talking to our guys about being safe and being aware. And Ricky was tremendous. The poise he showed during the ordeal. But yeah, I worry about my own kids. I feel like our players are like kids. We're all family. And so you do worry. But I think we all got to live life too. And just, we should be able to do that and not be concerned with those things.
Does the organization have a plan to help him through any PTSD that he may potentially experience? Yeah,
of course we do. And we're going to, we have tremendous resources with that. And, that's all we'll certainly, we have made it available. I think Ricky embraces that, and that's going to be on his call, but we'll help him through this in every way.
To clarify, is there an injury that needs a rehab of any sort, or is it just a matter of kind of healing a wound?
Kind of healing of the wound. And obviously when something like that happens, there is some level of trauma. So.
Sergeant Joel be at the game Monday?
I hope so. We'll stay tuned. I think there'll be some cool stuff.
Tragic situation. Just from afar, have you been able to kind of look at what kind of impact the whole thing has had on the group, team?
Sobering. It was very sobering. You never love to get any call with regards to your players where they're in danger or peril, and man, the earliest calls that I received were extremely scary. Hey, we believe Ricky's been shot in the chest, and that outcome's not usually a good one. So that was a tough Saturday. It was a tough ride down to San Francisco General, and just so grateful that everything worked out the way it did.
advice have you kind of given Ricky, being that it's been a whirlwind of a year? You go from the draft, coming into preseason injured, you practice a little, you're injured again, you come back, or at least you're working your way back, but then something like this so traumatic happens. What have you been able to kind of mentor him or say to him in the time you've talked to him to kind of keep his mind at bay?
Yeah, I think some of his earliest concerns is when he could play. He's asking me, he's asking the I don't know, but the surgeon was there and helping him through those type of thoughts. But, Ricky takes a lot of pride in being available. And, one continues to point out that I promise you, I'm not injury prone, Ricky. This is not being injury prone. Like something out of your control happened, and Ricky's going to be great. He's going to be a fantastic player. The times we've seen him out on the play, he's exactly what we envisioned and more, and can't wait to see that take place in due time. But we, first and foremost, we're going to make sure that he's all good and ready to go for, more than ready by the time we bring him back. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. So shout out to John Lynch there. I do want to share something with you guys really quick. Let's share this tab from the John Lynch presser. The San Francisco 49ers tweeted this out just a couple of seconds ago, actually. It's always hashtag IGYB. In case you guys don't know what that means, it's I've got your back. All right. I want you guys to see this. Okay. And I am not trying to make anything crazy here, but I do want to remind you guys that this is a shirt that we've been promoting and selling on our Nothing But Niners store. All right, so you guys, if you haven't seen it, I'll share that with you really quick, just so you guys can see. We've got the I've Got Your Back shirts here. All right, that's the front. This is the back. I've got your back. And obviously we have it in 3 different colors. You can get it in the black, the white, and the red with the gold letters here. All right. So I thought that was pretty cool that they finally picked up on the hashtag IGYB. Like, that's what it should be. And this is not something that I created just because of this. This was made a while ago. One of our better selling products, we had mugs and all that stuff, and the IGYB, it just means a lot right now. It means a lot. So I was very happy to see the Niners going out there and saying, hey, like, yo, we've got your back. We've got your back. And we're gonna be running with that all year long. It's gonna definitely do something to and for the team. I'm very, very happy with this outcome. It's good to hear that he is healthy. It's good to hear that he wants to get back into the way things are going. He's already been spotted in the weight room. Shout out to Ricky Pearsall. Very happy for the young man with given situation circumstances. All right. I am going to go ahead and get to the other pressers, though. I'm not going to, drag this thing out or anything. So let's go ahead and bring in the big guys. Let's get the big boys back in here. All right. Here we go. Let's get it.
Brandon, congratulations. What was this whole ordeal like for you? How much did it weigh on you over these last few months?
Thank you. A bunch. But feeling good right now. Feeling light now.
Brandon, why did it take so long? It was laborious and it was tough to cover from this side. Why did it take so long from your perspective?
Just trying to make sure we got to the right spot. Just trying to make sure that everything was covered and make sure that we were good on both sides.
Was there ever a time in this that you thought you were going to be playing somewhere else? And if so?
I don't think there was times where I had to kind of, get my mind right for that being a possibility. Yeah.
How do you go about getting your mind right in that situation? What do you mean by that?
Just being open to whatever it may be.
But ultimately, you wanted to stay here. Like, how much was that kind of the driving force between getting it done?
Yeah, it's easy to say that now. Ultimately, yeah. I want to be in this position right here that I'm in right now, standing here, talking to y'all. But like I said, every day was different. It's negotiation. Every day is different, and just following my heart, myself in each day, and that led to here today.
There was no progress.
This is part of the game, right? But all through preseason, Debo kind of came in and said that he was always trying to talk to you through this. He's been through the process himself. How did that kind of help you over the time and course of contract negotiations, and then now to be back in the locker room with your guys? How has that chemistry been?
Yeah, I talked to George. I talked to Bosa a lot. I talked to Debo a lot. Just trying to figure out certain things, get their feel for certain things, and just being able to talk with them through the process was huge. But also just being able to see them, be around them every single day. For now, just inserting myself right back in.
It seemed like there was no progress for months and months and months. What do you think pushed this over the finish line?
Like Kyle says, two sides wanting to get it done.
In terms of conditioning, stamina, and being ready to play Monday against the Jets.
Ready to go.
Is there anything you would, it obviously worked out, but is there anything you would tell yourself, something that you know now that you maybe didn't know months ago when this all began?
No, not right now. Not right now. But maybe the next time around, I'll have some advice for myself down the road.
I assume maybe if you just kind of got quiet, maybe you'd be playing on your fifth year option. Did you kind of understand you might have to be a squeaky wheel, stir things up maybe just a little in order to kind of get some momentum and movement in this?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a squeaky wheel. It has to be silent sometimes. Know when to squeak. Just that whole balance. But yeah.
How did you strike that balance, you think?
Just leaning on my faith. Just like I said, following my heart. Certain days, just being who I am, being true to myself.
You've obviously known Ricky for quite some time. What was it like the high of Thursday and Friday, and then with what happened to Ricky in the city?
Yeah, that was a very traumatic experience for all involved. Just super happy that he's alive. We're able to see him and talk to him. But definitely not the news I was looking forward to on that day. But by the grace of God, he's still here with us. And we're praying for him. We love him, and just wishing him a speedy recovery.
Like at the party when he was able to FaceTime with you guys?
I wasn't there at that point, so I didn't get to talk to him on FaceTime. I got to talk to John earlier that day. John was with them, but I missed the FaceTime.
Just coming back in, started practicing again. Trent just came in. See what happened with Ricky is going to make a lot of people think about some things. We got the regular season coming up. Is this team mentally, are you there? Are you ready to jump off right away into this season?
I guess we'll see.
Follow up on what he just asked. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you got engaged recently?
Yes, ma'am.
So being that took place,
hey, congrats.
Behind you, do you feel like it's a high time to go into week one against a big team and a lot of hype around that game? How do you kind of feel?
Hold up now. Let's give a round of applause. Young man got engaged, huh? If you ain't no chump, holla, we want prenup. Yeah, it's something that you need to have. There you go. Congrats on the engagement, man. That's what I'm talking about. I like hearing that. And the young man smiled when she brought it up. That's what I like. Look.
You got engaged recently?
Yes, ma'am.
So being that took place throughout this process, you got a contract behind you. Do you feel like, it's a high time to go into week one against a big team and a lot of hype around that game? How do you kind of feel going into it?
Yeah, I feel like that kind of goes into your question too. I feel light. I feel light. I feel more ready than
we ready, baby.
If it didn't go out this way. So I'm super excited, feeling fresh, feeling renewed, coming with new energy. So just excited to play football again.
Brandon, what do you think of the matchup Monday night with Sauce? It should be a hell of a matchup.
Yeah, they got some good DBs. They got a lot of guys that we know. We know Saleh. We know JK over there. We're familiar with their scheme, so gonna be a good matchup.
Go through a negotiation like this, it's easy to just look at it and say, just take the most money. How much did you have to kind of, dial back yourself, say, hey, it's not just about the money, it's about situation and long term and a quarterback, all that kind of stuff. Like how did you kind of, factor in all the various things that go into it?
I think I just had a feel for what I wanted, not just in terms of money, but in all those teams that you said. And ultimately, I wanted to be here. And I ended up being here, so I'm happy. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm ready to go.
Brandon, congrats first off on the new contract. Did this process get more difficult as all of these other wide receivers were inking deals that were seemingly resetting the market?
I don't think more difficult. I wouldn't say more difficult, because my dialogue was with the team and theirs was with me. So. Early on, maybe you could say kind of played a part, but as we got deeper into the off season, we knew where we were at. Both sides knew where we were at, and it was just a matter of getting there.
Was the holding, the process of being here every day while all of that was going on? Trent was holding out, and then I guess did you even technically hold out with skipping those practices? How weird was that process being around while also negotiating this deal simultaneously?
It was tough. That was probably the hardest part about the whole thing, just because at that point, you got the rest of the team involved. I'm here every single day. They're suiting up, getting ready to go out to practice, and I'm not. So that was the hard part. But on that same tone, I was able to be in meetings, be able to go through all the stuff that they got to go through, and kind of still be involved. Get used to being here in the morning, be used to being here all day, having the treatment, having everything I need. So it was a little awkward, but I think it worked out how it needed to.
Last Wednesday before John and Kyle didn't expect you to be at practice, that they were sounding very frustrated. But John said at that time that, once things get done, it's like kind of everything is forgotten. I don't know if you felt any bruised feelings during this time, but is it true? Like once everything's done, you're like, I love you all? I think I'm not gonna lie, I made it a little bit more difficult than it needed to at the end. But yeah, it was like that from I'm not gonna say the whole entire time, but for about the past month, I think we were pretty good. Yeah.
Do you feel more pressure on you after making a deal like this to perform better or change anything?
That's a good question, actually.
Obviously, yes, but that was the reason why I wanted to get paid in such a manner, because that's the type of player I believe I am, and that's the player I want to continue to be, and that's the player that I strive to be. So I think it's more so putting that pressure on myself, and 4 pockets full.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.
All right. Hold on now before we get to Trent. Okay, before we get to Big Trent, because everybody want to talk to Big Trent. Do you feel the pressure to be better, right? And I think what we have to remember is that the Niners pay these guys because they feel that they're worth it, right? The Niners wouldn't pay him that money if they didn't think he was worth it. They would say, no, you're not worth it, right? Juwan Jennings didn't get the same kind of contract Brandon Aiyuk got. I'm not saying that Aiyuk needs to be better. He needs to be consistent now. He's expected to be the 1,000-yard receiver every single season now. That's what that money says. And not just 1,001 yards, right? Like we're looking for 11, 12, 1,300 yards, right? We want to see efficiency. And let's get in the end zone some more. But the money doesn't say, okay, be better. It's keep being who you've been the last couple of seasons, which is what earned you that money. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, it's pretty much done. I hadn't signed anything, but I think we're.
What was your goal? What did you look to accomplish through the holdout?
Just security. Obviously, it's a volatile league. And a guy my stature, my age, I thought security was important. And that was all.
Any part of this you mentioned your age and just then playing deep into the season those years. Any part of this you wanted some time off from camp? Like you don't necessarily need a full camp.
No,
Okay.
man. Honestly, I hadn't did a full camp and I don't know how long. Ever since I got here, Cal has done a great job taking care of me. Keeping a close watch on my reps, my workload. He hadn't asked a lot of me in the preseason game. So, for me, camp has never been, well, I can't say never. When I was a younger guy, of course, it was grueling. But, now I look at it as a good time to get to know your teammates, get to know some guys that probably won't be on your team, come week one, but guys that you end up knowing a lifetime. So I miss those opportunities to see the young guys put on their jerseys for the first time, mingling with the crowd, at the luncheon and, just little stuff like that. You miss those times. So I definitely wasn't trying to dodge camp, not trying to sound like a teacher's pet, but I like camp,
At what point did you realize that you were going to go through with this or have these conversations with the Niners?
We had conversations. I didn't think that it would get this drawn out, but it's a tough business and this was a very intricate contract. I wouldn't call it a dispute, but restructure. So it took time to get to where both sides feel like it's a win-win. And we had discussions in minicamp and kind of knew that it could draw out a little bit just because there was other people on the table that, obviously was a lot of pressing needs. So, I didn't think it'd go this long, but it is what it is. We actually retained a really good rapport during the whole time I was away. Kept in contact with John and Cal. So it was all business. Our friendship.
I had been reached down inside.
Oh, whoa. Y'all gonna stop trying to sneak these ads in on my stream, dog. No, get out of here. Get out of here. I don't want to see these ads. So, my man pulling his teeth and shit out. Get out of here, big dog.
So it was all business. Our friendship, Cal's like family to me. Good rapport during the whole time I was away. Kept in contact with John and Cal. So it was all business. Our friendship, Cal's like family to me. All that remained the same.
Were you adding up the fines ever in your head?
Nah. Nah, I ain't trying not to think about it. It's one of the things where you kind of know you're gonna leverage. It's what for lack of a better word, it's kind of war. Both sides gonna lose a little blood, but wave the white flag at the end. We both signed a little peace treaty and we good.
I like that.
Stay in shape. And was retirement ever in your thinking at all this offseason?
No. I probably this offseason to me has been very, very productive. Obviously not in the football sense, but in the getting ready for football sense, like my training. Just at age 36, just finding different ways to try to continue to get 1% better. And I think this offseason, I had a really good offseason. Me and my trainer, James Cooper, we kind of locked in really early, kind of changed a little bit of stuff about, little things about my life that I think I would have to weed out going forward anyway, being an older guy. So, I felt really good coming off this offseason, put it like that.
A few years ago, you said that you might be able to play until you're 40 years old. Have you thought more about how long you want to keep playing? Has this process kind of allowed you to kind of think about the rest of your career?
Yeah, of course. It lets me know that I'm still hungry. I still miss the game. I was dang there in a depression, having to get up and watch, around the league, go to every training camp, watching these joint practices, watching the preseason, you think of a kid not being able to go out for recess and got to watch everybody through the window, so it was it was some really up and down times, and there was times where I didn't know if it was really worth it, times where I just needed that camaraderie. I wanted to see my boys. I hadn't seen them in a long time. Obviously last time we were together, it wasn't what we wanted it to be. So, just being able to feel that camaraderie, to see Coach First, he's a family member to me. He's closer. I mean, just as close to me as my uncle is. That's Coach First to me. So, I say that because we kind of need each other in times. And a time like that where I was kind of feeling down and out, kind of losing hope a little bit, it's time where having a conversation with a guy like Coach First would be really good for me. So it's things like that you miss,
You were watching through the window, if you say how you said it, but you wanted to get to know the new guys and be around your guys. Having to watch from afar, who do you see that's kind of a newcomer to the team that you feel like can contribute right out?
Oh man, I've seen a lot of good players actually. The guy that jumped off tape to me was a few guys actually. So in no particular order, but obviously Pooney coming in and playing the way he played in those preseason games, and looking at his poise, and just looking like he's been there before. I was looking at that guy. I'm like, man, he looks like he can contribute day one. And he's such a steal, such a good find for those guys. So looking at him, looking at I heard a lot of good things about Ricky just from talking to the guys. Didn't get to see him in real action. So just knowing that he's going to be a huge key to this offense, when the time is right. The safety, it was Mustafa, I think it's hard, Malik Mustafa. He was fun to watch. Watching him come downhill, and bring that hat and just play with that tenacity that you see that the 49ers defense play with is the reason why we've gone so far in recent years. So just seeing young guys like that, seeing the other rookie receiver, Cowing, I thought he looked electric when he got his opportunity. And it was one more. Yeah. Oh, the running back. Felt like the running back was a pretty good ad. It's kind of funny how Kyle just keep finding, all these guys are just, you think they come out of nowhere, but
pretty good
guys get in and they look like,
what running back
they
you
can
talking about?
contribute day one. And as a rookie, that's
Garindo.
an extremely hard thing to do, especially in today's world where it's a microwave league. We want to see everybody be good as soon as they step in the door. So, that's kind of my evaluation of what I watched from the window.
One Matt's question about your age, and you said you referred to it as intricate, the deal you've done. How much of it was trying to figure out, I know when you talk about guarantees and stuff, like how much longer you want to play, like how much did that kind of factor in?
Well, to me, I'm gonna play as long as I can. As long as I feel like I'm a productive player, as long as I feel like I have something to offer, I'm gonna want to play football. That's all I've done since the second grade. But like you mentioned, Father Time is undefeated from what we've seen. Obviously, you can fight him off for a little bit, and but that's just going through this process. That was kind of the goal. Like, I told myself, obviously this deal is done, get it out the way, but how I've always.
I love hearing that. I'm gonna play as long as I can contribute. But he's been saying that for years.
Signing the deal, I've never thought about what I signed for. I thought about what I could get next and how could I prove that I'm worth that, and how can I prove that I'm worth more? How could I, so that's kind of go right back to that, getting this deal out the way. And, I want to play until I'm 40. I want to be, I seen Whitworth win the Super Bowl at 41 or 42. It's like, why not me? So
I love it. I love it.
At the top of your position at the age of 40, but I don't think that matters to me. If I can still be out there, I just want to continue to knock barriers down. And I know at my age, it's probably You know, there's not been a lot of people to play at an all-pro level outside of a quarterback, you know. And I just want to continue to bust those barriers and continue to show that, you know, this is a new age. And, you know, the research that we've done and what they've done and how they've sculpted our schedules to kind of keep us fresher and keep the banging off of our bodies, I think it does allow you to play longer. And I want to take advantage of that.
Where are we doing about security? But I think you would get to 6 highest paid offensive tackle. I mean, how much was this also to you about respect?
I guess I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, it has something to do with respect. I'm not like one of those guys like, no, I need this and this, and no, it wasn't that, you know. I mean, it originally started by just saying, hey, I just want what's already on
Guarantees.
paper, you know, and that'll be my security enough. But, you know, like I said, it's intricate. You know, I was under contract until I'm 38. So it's hard to ask somebody to guarantee, you know, an 8-figure salary when I'm 38. And I get that. And I feel like in my heart of hearts, I'll be the same player, you know, and I feel like I can work hard enough that I can keep that brand of football the same. But I understand, you know, I've been around long enough to where I get both sides of it. So I didn't take that as disrespect, you know, but that was one of the key points is like, yeah, I was under contract until I was 38. So, you know, it's hard to tell somebody, hey, you know, they ain't never seen it before. I mean, we've seen people play at that age. We've never seen people play and be the best at their position. It's not a quarterback. So I get it. And that's, to me, it's just more logs in the fire to kind of prove that I can be something that we haven't seen before.
Are we about to get a better Trent Williams than what we had last year? He's talking the talk, huh? And this was before he signed. So they had the agreement in place. He didn't go up. So he probably signed right after this. He said that I haven't signed anything yet, but blah, 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 blah. So he's probably going to leave this, go upstairs, sign the paperwork, get it all done, right? We know that it happened already now, right? But it's just so interesting to listen to how he's talking and how he's speaking. Like, it's not a matter of just wanting to play until I'm 40. I still want to be the best. I want to knock those barriers down outside of a quarterback being the best at 40, Tom Brady. So we know who he's talking about, right? Like, I want to show you guys that I can still do it at a high level. You don't have 38-year-olds being the best at their position in the NFL if it's not a quarterback, right? But he is the best at his position. And he also said it wasn't about getting top dollar. I'm inked and I was already signed with this team until I'm 38 years old. I just want some guarantees. That's what he was looking for. And that's we all knew that's what it was about. So I like the way he's talking.
We're leaders on this team, and obviously the thing with Ricky Saturday was pretty scary.
Yeah,
there's a lot of young heads in that room that look up to you. What would you say to them about handling themselves in big cities as a target, as a pro athlete?
Yeah, I think that's like you said. But just touching on that, you know, I honestly that. To be real, I felt more compelled to come back after that than anything. Because
now this deserves a round of applause. Just a little bit. Give me a little something. That's it. I felt more compelled to come back after that than anything. Right? It's like it kind of proves his point. He said the league is volatile, the NFL is volatile, the body is the body. I understand that they want to give a guy 38 years old, blah, 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 blah. I'm not asking for more money then, right? But what he's saying is Ricky went through what he went through, and it makes you realize how precious time is. I'm going to let him finish. I'm going to let him answer the question again. But, like, it's so, like, eye-opening, right? On, I think, both sides. You got these guys here. Let's stop taking them for granted, and let's do the things the right way. That's why they need those guarantees, right? Like
handling themselves in big cities as a target, as a pro athlete.
Yeah, I think that's like you said. But just touching on that, you know, I honestly that to be real, I felt more compelled to come back after that than anything, because, you know, I've never experienced that, like, in my playing career, to have a teammate, you know, shot, so to speak. So in my mind, I'm like, man, I just want to get back, get around the team. Like, Ricky stood out to me because when I did when I popped in for OTAs for the 30 minutes I was here, he did like go out of his way to come and introduce himself to me, in which I was obviously we was gonna meet each other eventually. But you know, I'm getting there. It's 90 guys on the team. I'm just walking out. I don't really know everybody just yet. So for him to come up and kind of introduce, and I just instantly felt his vibe, and you know, can just feel he's such a genuine person. So as soon as I seen that happen, I'm like, man, I just want to give back. I just want to be, you know, a voice in his ear, let him know everything gonna be all right. I'll be there for the team. You know, a lot of people probably hurt and confused about what happened and thinking that am I next, you know. So I wanted to be around for that. But you know, my message is just to realize you're a target, and this world is a hard place. It's a very, very, very harsh place, and I think sometimes we are shielded from reality, and for better or worse, whatever the reason is, we can be. So just staying in the moment and realizing that, you know, your life is more important than anything that you can wake up and put on. So just always keep that eye out, man, and just know that there's people out here that don't really value human life, and you just got to be aware of that.
I know this is almost over. I'm gonna drop this off for a second. A lot of you guys have been watching me for a long time, and you know, I've called 2 people my white whales, people that I would love to get on the Nothing But Niner show, and I got one crossed off already, and that was Eric Davis, right? The other guy is someone named Tim Ryan, and Tim Ryan does the play calls and stuff like that, and he was suspended at one point, and he's back and all that, right? And I saw this comment. I didn't hear it. I saw it on X, Twitter, whatever you guys call it. And he said something along the lines of his street cred, talking about Ricky Pearsall, definitely went up. And when I first heard that, I was pissed. His street cred went up because he was a victim of a attempted robbery. His street cred went. What the fuck? What does that even mean when you say something like that? I saw people talking about standing on business and shit like that. Like, this isn't something that you don't get street cred. Never mind. I don't even know. I don't have the energy to break this down, but Tim Ryan should not have said that. He should not have said that. You don't get street cred because you got shot. What does street cred mean? What does street credit mean? So when you guys watch this, when you get to this part, type in the comments and let me know what you guys think. Because I, for the life of me, can't figure out why we're trying to make this guy some gangster because he got shot. I, for the life of me, can't figure out why anybody would want to go out of their way and say something like that. Why are you trying to make it like he all of a sudden yeah, never mind. I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy. I'm gonna let Trent finish up his presser, and I'm getting off of this.
How much awareness did you have, if any, that next season, you know, the priority is going to be Brock? The team's been pretty public about it. How much awareness did you have going through this?
Yeah, of course. I think I want all my teammates to get paid. I want them to get every red cent that they deserve, every red cent that they can. So Brock has obviously outplayed Mr. Irrelevant contract. So I would be thrilled, absolutely thrilled to not only see but to watch his life change, you know, after something like that, because he deserves it. If there's any great American story that you can look for in the NFL, it's this one right here. You know, nobody ever thought that he could do what he did. Still doesn't look to par when you bring in your last first round quarterbacks. You're probably gonna look at him and be like, he doesn't fit, but he's better than all of them. And I think his play speaks for itself. So super, super proud of him, man. I love the kid to death. He deserves every dollar coming his way. And yeah, I want to be a part to help him get to what exactly he deserves.
Well done, Trent. Well done, big fella. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot, you know? I think that's fantastic. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Hearing him say, I want to be able to do my part to help him get what he deserves. Such a loaded comment right there at the end, right? I want to do my part to help him get what he deserves. He's talking about the play. Let me do my part. Let me go out here and block for you. Let me help you out. Let's win this Super Bowl. Let's get the money. Let's get the contract. And let's get these accolades. It was such a loaded comment. He was just chill. He was just so chill with it all. I love it. Absolutely love it, man. Trent, good hearing from you, big fella. Brandon Aiyuk, great hearing from you. John Lynch, good hearing from you too, man. That's going to do it, though, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I had fun watching these. And I'm going to go ahead and get this to you guys as soon as possible. All right. And we'll talk soon, man. Prepare for glory. Anticipate pain, but always remain faithful. Peace.